Bella Ramsey may have just committed the cardinal sin when it comes to the entertainment industry, which is to tell the audience deliberately not to watch your show. Seems kind of strange, but a lot of people were upset over season 2 of The Last of Us with the decision to kill off the character of Joel. Something that many people who are familiar with the games could have seen coming from a mile away because it happened 5 years ago when they decided to kill off the character in the game. But the show decided to repeat that and we got the same results of it. But before I get into all this, if you're new to the channel here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you can, leave a comment, hit the like button too, because it helps out with the channel. So this article from IGN talking about it, The Last of Us star Bella Ramsey tells season 2 haters they don't have to watch season 3 if they hate it that much. The game exists. And yes, the games exist. And that's also not really a point in its favor because, like I said before, people hated the decision to kill off the character of Joel in the game. So it makes no sense why you would play the game if you don't like that decision in the series. Bella Ramsey has issued a short, sharp message to the louder critics of The Last of Us Season 2, insisting those who hate it can play the game upon which it is based instead of watching Season 3. Warning, spoilers for The Last of Us Season 2. Okay, well, I've already spoiled that, but I'm sure if you've clicked on this video, you probably are familiar with, if not the game, also the show. The Last of Us Season 2 has been and gone, and though most of us who played the second game knew what was coming, it seems many viewers did not. Showrunner Craig Mazin has said he's still getting bewildered fans asking, why did you kill Pedro Pascal? And this is something I was curious about in the lead up to Season 2 of The Last of Us, because I knew that was going to happen in season 2 of it because I'm familiar with the games. And I was saying in the lead up to the release of it that it was a decision that fans who loved the first game hated when it came to the second game, them killing off Joel. And there was a lot of people who came into this franchise who never played the game, but they liked the first season of the show. So they're excited to see where the second season took them. Pretty much the exact same scenario that we saw with the games 5 years earlier. Come to find out, no, fans of the TV show didn't like the decision as well, and we're basically getting a repeat of history where people were like, why did you kill off Joel in the manner in which you killed him off, and why are you trying to make us sympathize with the character of Abby who killed off Joel? Now, a lot of that is coming to season 3 of the show, and I'm not really expecting a good response to that because, like I said, when it came to the games, people didn't like the character of Abby because she killed Joel, and then the game was forcing players to play as that character, and now we're basically going to be forced to watch Abby's character through season 3. So I'm not really expecting good things out of it. The big complaint that I've gotten is, why did you kill Pedro Pascal? And I keep explaining, we didn't kill him. He's a man. He's alive. He's fine. And he's in literally everything else. So I don't know what the problem is. And that was something about season 2 of this that I thought was kind of funny. It's like, okay, well, at least you got rid of Pedro Pascal in it. So, I mean, there's something there. Even the showrunner acknowledges, like, yeah, he's in literally everything else. So just go watch that if you want to watch Pedro Pascal. But the idea of just saying like, oh, why'd you kill him off? It's like, okay, they're not saying that they killed Pedro Pascal. They're saying, why'd you kill off the character of Joel? Because a lot of people liked his character and liked that character of Joel, what we saw with the games, and they didn't like the decision to remove him from it. And I think a lot of that attributes to why the reception to season 2 was significantly weaker than what we saw when it comes to season 1. You can see on Rotten Tomatoes, the audience score for season 2 was at 37%. Compared that to 86% that we got for season 1. In fact, a lot of the reaction to season 2 was so bad, they got rid of Neil Druckmann from working on it. Now, they tried to frame this as like, oh no, it was amicable. He just left because he didn't want to work on his baby or whatever, because this is something Neil Druckmann has been wanting for years now. He wanted to be part of the mainstream media. He wanted to produce movies and shows and do all that other stuff. And he finally got that opportunity to do that. And then I'm supposed to believe that he just chose to walk away from it on his own fruition. No, I don't believe that. I think the people at HBO were pretty unhappy with the reception to his creation, so that's why they got rid of him. And supposedly they're supposed to follow the storyline of the game for season 3 of the show. I don't know if they're actually going to do that or if they're going to try to make some changes in order to make audiences happy. I'm expecting them just to follow it and pretty much get the exact same results that we got for the game, and that audiences just aren't there because many of them had left after season 2. considering the viewership from the first episode of it until the last episode of it. So I think we're going to get a significant decline in viewership at the premiere episode of season 3 compared to what we got for the premiere episode of season 2. Speaking to the award's podcast via Games Radar, Ramsey began by dismissing the impact of season 2's online criticism. I tried to steer clear as much as I could, to be honest, Ramsey said, because there's nothing I can do about it anyway. The show is out. There's nothing that can be changed or altered. So I'm like, there's not really any point in reading or looking at anything. And you know what? I actually think that's a good approach to most stars in these situations. Don't attack the audience or whatever. Don't engage with any of the discourse surrounding it. Once it's made, the only thing you should be talking about is maybe directed questions. You should try to find some way of answering that if you're being interviewed, or maybe you're just supposed to promote it. And that's basically it. Don't try to address any of the public discourse around it. Just leave that up to the fans. So if she's saying she just tried to ignore it because she can't do anything about it, I will applaud that effort. But what she says next, I think it's not the worst answer in the world. I've heard much worse answers from stars and stuff, but this also isn't very good. People are, of course, entitled to their opinions, but if it doesn't affect the show, it doesn't affect how the show continues or anything in any way. They're very separate things to me. So no, I just don't really engage. Ramsey was then asked what they would, I think that means she would tell the louder critics of season 2 going into season 3. I would say you don't have to watch it, Ramsey responded. If you hate it that much, the game exists. You can just play the game again. You don't have to watch it, but if you do want to watch it, then I hope you enjoy it. Now, again, that's not really the worst response in the world to this sort of thing. I think there could be a lot more venom behind it than what she's really getting at with this sort of thing. But what she was saying is kind of going back to like, well, if you don't like it, don't watch it, because we found constantly over the last several years when people involved with projects say something like that, then that's pretty much what it turns into, where people are like, okay, fine, if that's the way you feel, then I won't watch it. Now, this last part, though, where she says, but if you do want to watch it, then I hope you enjoy it. I think that's good. I think she could have phrased this a little bit better to soften it, but regardless of her response, I don't think it's going to help the final results of season 3. Like I said, I think the viewership for season 3 will be lesser than what we saw with season 2, because season 2 started out higher than what we saw with season 1. And that's because a lot of people who weren't familiar with The Last of Us decided to check it out, and they never played the game or anything. They just heard about the show, so they decided to watch it. And they're like, oh, I actually like this post-apocalyptic show based off of a video game. I'm curious what they're going to do with season 2. So we got more people tuning in for season 2. And then they saw what gamers rejected 5 years prior, and are like, no, I don't really like this that much. So I think we're going to see not only the drop off between we saw the drop off between the first and last episode of season 2. And I think we're going to see a drop off between the premiere episode of season 2 and the premiere episode of season 3. Bella Ramsey talking about this, I think she could have given a better response to all this sort of situation. You should never tell people not to watch it if they don't like it. I mean, if she would have just said, heard that first part of that statement where it was like, oh, well, I mean, there's nothing I can do about it, so I don't try to engage it. But for people who don't like it, I still encourage them to watch season 3 or check out season 3 because they might enjoy it. I think that would be a better way to address that, as opposed to that first part where she was basically saying, like, if you don't like it, don't watch it. But let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with her? Do you think there's really nothing that they can do to salvage this? Comment below. And also, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you can, leave a comment, hit the like button, and share the video too, because it really helps out with the channel. Thank you.